rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 a.m. I chose to say our wonderful theme statement this morning because, we've been having some issues. Monica and I were just chopping it about that actually. We've been having some issues with some of the couple episodes. Been kind of laggy. We have, for those who don't know, Good Morning Aurora is, we're like the Winston Churchill of news. We are in the bottom of Parliament in London, directing all the things going on. We're underneath the building, under a parking garage, in the back of the studio, down the hall, round the corner, in the dark, so sometimes the signal and everything is hard to get out to you guys, but I decided to say that because also we got to update our soundboard. We're gonna have some new sounds and everything. We're gonna get a bleep button. I saw a pack. We'll download the bleep button, so if somebody says, Curtis, you know what, I had enough of this boop city, man. That's right, dude, and I want to go to society, avocado toast. We can do that for you. Good morning to all of you great people. Norma Peterson is here. Good morning. Aisha Saxon. Good morning right back at you, dear sister. And Josue Pais, good morning to you as well. Monica, how you feeling?
I'm doing pretty well this morning. Maybe a little tired.
Right. Monica
but, middle of the week.
Right. Exactly.
It's not.
Monica was talking about how we looked in the opening scene. She was like, Curtis, you caught us looking like off guard, like we're looking down kind of thing. But as Monica mentioned, it's midweek. Hope that you guys are having a great Wednesday. We're halfway there. So everything's going good on our end. We have a whole bunch of news to talk about today, so we're going to detail that to you. Good morning, Mom. And so good to see all of you other moms out there. Okay. First things first, I got stories today. So Monica and I are going to do something not different because it's right up our alley. But Monica and I today are going to talk about community a little bit. And I'm going to start with a story about, should we start with the Fiestas Patrias thing or start with this?
Right? That's a hard choice.
I know. So real quick, you guys, before just a detail, diversity is, we love our community, but we've been seeing some things. So we're going to talk about Fiestas Patrias, Latino diversity issues and culture, and we're also going to talk about African American diversity issues and culture. So I guess we'll ask them. What do you guys? Well, no, we can't do that. Right. All right, let's play rock, paper, scissors.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Got you.
No,
that's all you.
Oh my goodness, no one knows how to play rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Rock doesn't beat paper.
But it's rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Oh, okay. Then all right, let's do it over. We'll do it over.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Salty. Okay. I was paper. She was scissors. She cut a brother. Okay, check this out. Thornton Township, Harvey, Southside, out there, stand up. Got an interesting story that I want to talk to you guys about. I saw this in the back of the newspaper. One of the things that the media does is some of the best stories that you can find are in the way back of the newspaper, after all the headlines and everything. That's why they call them headlines. They're the beginning heading lines that drag you in. Right? So even though it could be, hey, your taxes are going to go up, maybe that's on page 14 when the front headline is, McDonald's has coffee for $1. Now, which is going to really help your life, right? Coffee for $1, or I guess that could be debatable. But a woman brought her concerns to the city council in Harvey, Thornton Township, South Highland area. And one of the things that she pointed out was that, we need more diversity. Now, for those of you who don't know, that is a primarily African-American swath of the south side of Chicago with a rich history of African-Americans for generations. So this lady was saying, and I'll read the quote to you, which I love. This lady was saying, look, For us to have true diversity, we can't just keep having black people coming to events. We have to, right? We got to do more. Anyway, Ruby Donahue of Harvey has been active in Thornton Township government for many years, and she's concerned about the direction the township is heading. Quote, the image of the township has diminished. I go to all the municipalities and have spoken to people individually. A lot of them are not satisfied with what is happening here in the township. Close quote. She addressed an audience during public comment at Tuesday's Thornton Township Board meeting in South Holland. She criticized the board for seeming to prioritize promoting festivals and other events instead of feeding hungry people and providing other assistance. Now, that is important for this particular area. Why? I'll tell you why. You know, last night I was at the resource fair for Wabanzi Community College. Me, working at Batavia, Hope Fair, housing. Okay, right across from me was my dear friend Franklin, Wabanzi Community College Latinx Center. Sandra Gonzalez was there as well. I mean, all the League of Women Voters was there. Talented 10th. Now, I said the resource fair. Why? Because they're a common thing out here, right? You go there, you learn who's hiring, you learn what fees you know, and things you don't have to pay for, what you do qualify for, free information. We take that for granted. Let me tell you, that's not something that happens out here in this particular area, and that's unfortunate. It's been, and for many reasons, which we don't have, that's more than an hour show, but for many reasons, it's been, we'll say, woefully neglected. So they don't have the benefit of resource fairs and have not for a very long time. So she brought that out. Look, we're not, you know, what do people need more out here? Another Juneteenth festival or a job fair? Who's hiring? Who got the resources? How do you fill out FAFSA? Right? I feel her on that. She's a longtime member of the township's Human Relations Commission. Volunteers representing many of the 15 communities in the township serve on the commission. Frank Zuccarelli encouraged the commission to sponsor programs to get people involved in their communities. The township's commission has partnered with Thornton Township High School District 205, South Suburban College, and others to commemorate Martin Luther King Jr. Day. One of the high schools wasn't when I graduated from TTHS, Thornton Township High School. Shout out to my mom. Right?
Shout out.
Thank you very much, Monica. Right? So our story is real. Right? Our story is real. This is the area and the water that we drank and breathed before I graduated from Wabanzi High School. She said that she believes there is less diversity among people involved in township activities now compared to when Zuccarelli was supervisor. Now we'll come back to Mr. Zuccarelli because I want you to understand something here. This dude wasn't black. So the idea that people of other ethnicities cannot work together to make a township great, even if the majority is Latino or black or Filipino or Samoan, is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. She says there's less diversity among people involved in activities now than when this dude, a white dude, was supervisor. Quote, we need to bring some more people into the township. People of all ethnicities, not just African Americans. We have to look in a different direction in order to increase the diversity in the township. Close quote. Now, that's the statement that really struck with me. Because I think in America for a real long time, more often than not, it's either one of two ways. Either you have we'll take like an Oak Brook, for example, right? You have an affluent, primarily white community, and they're having diversity. Hey, we're going to have we're going to do a Juneteenth thing at the church. We're going to do a Diwali festival. Okay. Or it's the negative association. It's an all-white town or whatever. No, we don't want Fiestas Patrias. No, we want patriot stuff. We don't want a Juneteenth, right? Hardly. And this is why this story was in the back of the newspaper. Hardly do you hear that African Americans want to have whatever your resource is come to the right. I don't think that a lot of people think that African Americans see diversity as everybody too, not just black people. You know what I mean? I don't think people understand that. That's the thing I don't think people get. People don't think that black people think that, hey, we need more than just black people here. We need more than just us here all the time. Yeah, great. We got a black neighborhood. The streets are great. Country Club Hill, shout out. I mean, the grass is the greenest, perfectly manicured lawns. You know, you got the Ring doorbell, bird feeders, sprinklers. People don't think. But that's what's happening. If we're going to have, and I'll just speak for black people, if we are going to have the kind of world that we want to see, if we're going to have the kind of neighborhoods, the kind of town, the kind of subdivisions, the kind of wards that we want, it's going to have to be an everybody thing. And this old lady understands that. And I think that's a great thing to talk about. The time is 8:13 a.m. And then it goes on. Thornton Township officials claim for years they were the state's largest township by population. That may no longer be the case, however, since many communities have lost significant numbers of residents in the past decades. Census numbers show Harvey lost 4,958 residents between 2010 and 2020, shrank 19.6% to 20,324. Riverdale lost 21.3% of its population, declining by 2,866 to 10,663. Now, I know that now that's my whole stomping ground. Quote, we were once the top in the state of Illinois. Now what have we got to offer? Close quote. The township covers all or parts of Blue Island, Burnham, Calumet City, Dixmoor, Dalton, East Hazelcrest, Harvey, Hazelcrest, Homewood, Lansing, Markham, Phoenix, Riverdale, South Holland, and Thornton. Shouts out. Yeah. You know, Thornton Township has a heck of a reputation. People were lining up to speak to me. U.S. senators were made in Thornton Township. Presidents were made in Thornton Township. Thornton Township is a launching pad. So, yeah, there's that story. Just wanted to highlight that. I mean, it goes on and on. It was a great article. I think I'll post this article later on so you guys can read it at your own leisure. Yes, that is the point. If we're going to have the kind of city that we, and the kind of everything that we want, it's going to have to be diverse. And if you are not at the point where you can successfully coexist, you will be left behind. Now for other news, we got coffee here and it's really good. Shouts out to our friends who donated our industrial coffee maker. I appreciate that very much. Jennifer Ryan Mayton, good morning to you. Cosme Vizcarra, good morning to you. And Joe Jackson, good morning as well. Monica, what do you think about that?
I think she brings up like really good points because, you know, diversity isn't only about like ethnicities or like, you know, cultures and stuff like that, but it's also like how she was talking about that let's not just have like festivals or like promote festivals, but also bring like, you know, budgeting classes and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So the diversity of just like, you know, a widespread of like education to like festivals to, you know, just bringing different like guest speakers or whatever the case is, but like just you know, a variety of things that the community needs. It's not only just celebrating our, which is awesome to celebrate our culture, but we also need, you know, education and, you know, resources for people to, you know,
absolutely
to use. So.
Yep. We can't just keep having the bouncy house with cotton candy. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to need to really dig into the issues within our society. Now, before we get to the next part of diversity talk on Wednesday, see, Buenos Dias, usually I know what you guys are thinking. Whoa, wasn't this Buenos Dias Aurora Day? Yeah, but we flipped that. We flipped it. You know, we did. Okay. Quick piece of news, and then we'll get to the Fiestas Patrias thing that we're going to talk about here. Between Riverside and Crazy, do not forget, fantastic Pulitzer Prize winning show. A Pulitzer Prize winning show is happening 80 feet away from us. It's going all the way through October 8th, Fridays and Saturdays at 8 p.m., $17 for adults, $15 for students and seniors. The Riverfront Playhouse, 630-897-9496 is the number you need. That number again is 630-897-9496, or visit riverfrontplayhouse.com. And you can definitely uh, take part. Philip Edward Van Leer is the lead character, and we had a great interview with him. Shout out to him. Between Riverside and Crazy. All right. Now here's the other thing we're gonna talk about. We're gonna talk about the Latino community. We're gonna switch it now, right? See, that's how we do on this show. So, you guys know, I'll preface it, and then Monica will chop this together.
Yeah, together.
Together, right? Because I'm the person who saw it, and it kind of got brought to my attention. But, Fiestas Patrias just happened over the weekend. This is Hispanic Heritage Month. And I want all of you people who can listen to chime in with your opinions because we need to talk about this as a community. Yeah, Fiestas Patrias, celebrating Mexican independence, right? Here's the thing. We have friends in Elgin. Shout out to the Friends of Masons. Personal friends of ours, okay? Now, they are primarily, the men are primarily Latino, but they got other friends in the Elgin community. Some of them are Elgin PD. Some of them are teachers, all kinds of stuff. Deep. They're putting on the event, and they have people of all nationalities, mostly Mexican, represented. So they did the caravan, the third annual Hispanic Heritage Caravan in Elgin. It was a smashing success. Good Morning Aurora was proud, honored to sponsor that effort. Now, so it's going good. Parade, flags, caravan. You got elotes out there, the whole thing. Dun-dun, 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 dun-dun. What happens? Here comes somebody sprinkling some hate. So look, they left a comment on our post because we shared it, right? They left a comment. Oh, and it was in Spanish, and it was real long, so I didn't have time to translate it. So I took a screenshot. I sent it to my, because it looked kind of bad, looked kind of spicy, right? So I was like, yo, what's this person talking about? And then a couple people said something. And I guess the gist of it was they were mad that they were promoting Hispanic culture and not just Mexican culture. They were like, yo, why does it say Hispanic heritage? They were upset about that. So my thing was, and me and the gentleman, a couple of them talked about it, but I didn't know that, right? And this, again, this is me. This is not my community. A brother on the outside looking in. So when we were talking about it, he was like, yeah, some people are mad that we're celebrating Hispanic. It's not just men. I was like, word? Monica, what do you think about that?
I mean, you know, when you're saying like the Hispanic Heritage Month, we're not just celebrating Mexico's independence or just Mexico in general. We're
Right.
celebrating like 25 other Latin American countries.
Right.
And so I think it's just a matter of like educating the Latino community that, you know, we're celebrating. The Hispanic Heritage Month runs from September 15th to October 15th. So, and different countries have like different days of their independence, right?
Right.
But I mean, we're just celebrating like just our culture in general, because aren't we like Latinos Unidos?
Word.
Like, which
That's
I
what
don't
I thought.
understand why why people are like frustrated or like angry that we're celebrating not only Mexico's like independence or Mexico's culture,
Right.
and we're celebrating others.
Right.
Like, I mean, somehow or another, like we're all interrelated and have, you know, a little bit of something in each country because we migrated all around too.
Yep.
So like,
and everybody got their independence from Spain,
right?
Of these particular countries here. So it's like my word. When I was talking, I was like, that seems real petty. And he was like, yeah, it is, but it's a big thing. And I was like, I guess I was kind of, you know, again, as an African American, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect, and then it happened again. So this was two incidents, and two separate people. And I was like, wow, it's really like a thing.
Yeah, because even here for the Fiestas Patrias event, I mean, I had some parents talking about like, oh, you know, I work for customer service, blah blah blah, and like people are telling me, oh, why are you guys having a reggaeton ban
Right.
on what was it, on the Friday
Yeah.
or Saturday?
On the actual day of
Yeah.
Independence, right?
Why are you guys having, this reggaeton ban if it's not really Mexican? Or, like, not related to, like, they're not from Mexico or whatever.
Right.
And I was just like, well, what do you
Like,
mean?
ew,
Like, we're
right?
celebrating just the Hispanic, like, just nature, the culture, the
Right.
vibes, the.
Right. Like, who's tripping
Right.
so
Like, people
hard?
are, like, just embracing other people's culture. And I think that's awesome to just,
Right.
listen to other people's, like, music, taste different foods.
Right.
I mean, it's not only about Mexico. Yes, maybe I don't necessarily know, like, all the specific statistics here in Aurora, but maybe Mexicans do have a larger, percentage of
Mhm.
who lives here in Aurora. But, like, either way, like, it's Hispanic Heritage Month,
Right.
which
Right.
I don't know. I think it's just like a matter of education
Okay.
to, like, like, talk to them and be like, just maybe the history of how the Hispanic Heritage Month came along, or just, just letting them know that we're here together.
Right.
Like, let's do this together. Like, let's fight our battles together.
Absolutely. And it's
Yeah.
like, at the end of the day, as we're fighting these battles, who's really tripping over a band at a free concert in the fucking River Edge Park?
Yeah.
Like, how the pettiness of the trip. That's what kills me about it. The pettiness.
Yeah.
And they're an international band. I mean, and here's what's crazy about it. International. People in Germany aren't wondering why there's a reggaeton ban, right? It's like they're enjoying the music. Like, who's and this is the thing. So this is why we're talking about this, the primarily Latino issue and the primarily African American issue, because I, and by extension we, again, Josue Pais, Tracy Duran, the people who know me in actual real life human flesh as a person. The point is to educate and uplift people. It's not productive to have African Americans not seeing the bigger picture. It's not productive for Latinos. It's not productive for anybody. And none of this stuff that we're talking about is going to be good to build the kind of society that we want to see, man. It's really not. It's really not. Because here's what's crazy about it too. Like, because I was lurking. So I clicked on the one lady's page and I kept looking, I started checking out her friends, looking at all of her pictures, looking at her high school pictures, lurking real good. Come to find out, like, these are the, and I screenshotted some of her stuff and then copied it and then translated some of it. Super lurk. She had some stuff where she was posting and it was kind of like, why does, like, for instance, the city of Elgin, right? A lot of I'll tell you some news about Elgin that you guys may not know. One of the big discussions that takes place in Elgin is partially about discrimination, because a lot of members of the community, a lot of Latinos live on the primarily like the east side of Elgin, whatever, from the downtown. And there's potholes and all kind of stuff. So there's a conversation that because Latinos live on like the east side, there's no development in there, right? They don't love us. So she's always like, yo, we're not getting no love. They discriminated against us. Okay, so let me get this right. The mostly white establishment, Elgin, is discriminating against you. And here you are talking about why we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month and not Mexican. You see what I'm saying? What's the point of being discriminated against? That's crazy. The time is 8:26 a.m. Monica, could you take us to a commercial? And yeah.
All right. Good morning, everyone. Here are your local headlines. Real news, real people, real stories, 100% Aurora. Don't forget to please subscribe to our YouTube channel to stay up to date on all of our content. There you can also watch all of our interviews and receive notifications when we go live. Saturday, September 25th from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m., there will be a Kane County Expungement Clinic hosted by the Office of Kane County State's Attorney and the Kane County Circuit Clerk. Registration is required. This will take place at Gail Borden Public Library in Elgin. Staff from the circuit clerk's office will be on hand to answer questions and for assistance. For more information, you can contact the office of the circuit clerk at the email and phone number listed on the flyer. Our Friends of the Perch Place are hosting a mindfulness walk from 9 a.m. to noon on Saturday, October 1st. This is to celebrate 5 years of business and will be a great day for families and children. You'll walk around downtown Aurora doing a variety of fun and mindful activities. When you complete all the activities and turn in your card, you'll be entered to win a raffle basket. Plus, you'll enjoy coffee and refreshments, and you'll get a bag of goodies, including coupons from other local businesses, just for registering. Registration is $19 per adult. Children are free and do not need to register. Children do not get a bag of goodies, but do get a special kid activity card. And for more information and to register, I'll be sharing that link with you all in our chat. Also, let's see. Get ready for the What Matters event taking place on September 29th, beginning at 6 p.m. This will be a photo and video contest for those with less than 2 years of experience, as well as a celebration of the work of Marshall Garcia. The event will be from 6 to 9 p.m. and will also feature guest speaker Todd Spencer. Bureau Gravity is located at 56 South LaSalle Street. Registration is required, and I'll also be sharing that link with you all in our chat.
All right, the time is now 8:28 a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Good morning to all of you. If you are just joining us for the first time, Faye Villanueva, good morning to you as well. Tracy Duran is here. Good morning, Tracy. And Takara Hill. Jen Ingram is here. Good morning. Family Fest at Spring Lake Park this Saturday, noon to 4 p.m. Thank you very much for that, Jen Ingram. Jen Ingram is also the namesake behind Jen Ingram Art, face painting, and a whole lot more. Get to know her by checking her out on Facebook or Instagram. Or hanging out at McCarty Mills too.
Yeah, it's like, or in person.
Right, or in person. Okay, we got a couple more things to talk about. William Miller III is here. Good morning to you, William Miller. Good to see you. Maria Chirito said something very interesting, and I want to read it. She says, I was kind of disappointed that there was no other foods other than Mexican in Puerto Rico. I think this is the time to show community love for each other, no matter your background, nationality. Absolutely. See? That's what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. It's Hispanic Heritage Month and all we got is tacos?
Yeah.
What is that? Mm-hmm. You know? Black people, same thing. Oh, we having a Unity Day, right? But y'all don't want to invite, I'm not even going to go there. I'm not even going to go there because I was going to name the whole thing. Then y'all going to hit them up. Nah, we're not going to do that. But no, I'll skirt around the edges. Yeah, we having a Unity Day. Hey, y'all know any restaurants doing something? Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know. I know these the burger, these barbecue and burger dudes. Oh, they white. Oh, we doing a Unity Day. How y'all doing a Unity Day and we're not going to invite the dude? Mm-hmm. Y'all would rather not have burgers than invite the white dude. Mm-hmm. That's not Unity Day.
Right.
And I'm not going to it. You know what? I'll stay home. I'm good. No, I'm out. Mm-hmm. You was going to say something. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I get that it's like, we want to include, just like small business owners who represent like for us, like Latinos or
Absolutely.
Hispanic.
Right, yeah.
But I mean, like you said, unity,
right.
Why not? Like, we live in this, in the community together.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah, then we complain that, these people don't like us.
Right.
We don't even invite them.
Yeah, they racist. Mm-hmm. They discriminate against us. Meanwhile, come on. Now here's here's where it gets bad. Here's where it gets bad. And this is for our people, right? Here's the thing. And this is, because we talk about difficult subjects. This is a real show. Here's the thing. In our quest to support, because our parents, right? Our parents taught us probably, if you grew up like me, right? You grew up with that pride of self and who you are and what you should accomplish and all the heroes who paved the way. The problem is that for many of us, we've made it where we want to support each other and uplift our people so much that now we're discriminating. That's what it is. That's what it is. You know, that's what it is. We want to support Latinos. We want to support African Americans so much that we start blurring that line.
Yeah.
Right? So now we hating. Yeah, I want to give opportunities because with the internship program, right? I wanted to create an internship program that could help people of color. The origins of this show, yeah, but really? I'm not going to share no love? Just because they're not black? Could you imagine? That would be wrong. That would be wrong. And that's kind of where that's where it is right now. Unfortunately. But Maria Treat also said something else until I started ranting. She said, I love the fact that there was various different flags from different nationalities. It was awesome. Yeah, and the flags are awesome. Ecuador's got a beautiful flag. You know, there's a lot of countries with beautiful flags. And as a matter of fact, if any of our listeners are of another nationality other than Mexican or any kind of nationality, if you want to send us your flag, we will hang it in the studio.
And you said for Buenos Dias, Aurora.
Yeah, we need one. Yeah, we need a big Mexican flag. We need a big, like, a bunch of flags.
Yeah, or like just the flag with like all of them.
Exactly, yeah. Or if you're Argentinian and you listen, actually I take that back. We got some of y'all that listen to us. Hell yeah, we do. We got Bolivian. We got a diverse listenership. They tuned in to Good Morning Aurora in Spain. We saw that, remember? Hell yeah. Okay. And then Jen is a beautiful, awesome person and very creative. I love her button art. Thank you for telling us that, Tracy Durant. All right, now here's the thing. A couple quick pieces of news, and then I'm going to talk about Cook County opening the applications for Guaranteed Income Program. All right, here we go. Black Fine Art Month is kicking off with the signature Pigment International Salon Talk in partnership with the Aurora Public Art Commission, Aurora Downtown, and the Aurora and the Cottonseed Creative Exchange on Sunday, October 2nd at the David L. Pierce Art and History Center downtown. The brunch event starts at 1 p.m. and will feature Aurora-based artist Dada Soulface and artist Jade Williams and Yvonne Michelle Tony, the owner of Cottonseed Creative Exchange. There will be a performance by professional figure skater Ron Allen. There will be? We ain't got no ice. How he gonna do that? How he gonna do that? I guess you gotta go check it out. October 2nd. Yeah, I'm gonna be there. Like, how he gonna do this? With no ice. That's crazy. Following the brunch, there will be a live painting event at Cottonseed featuring artist Isabella Alexia Tony. I met her. She's cool. And Sandra Harrison, CEO of DVA Leadership and Development Training Consultants, will MC the event. Dear friend of ours. So yeah, this is going to be great. Quote, we're excited to work with Pigment International and Aurora Public Art to bring Black Fine Art Month to downtown Aurora. This new partnership allows us to assist in highlighting local Black artists, along with Black-owned businesses in our public art spaces downtown. Close quote. Now you know who that quote is attributed to? Attributed. That's the word of the day. The word of the day is attributed. Yeah, that's not Maya Angelou who said that. You know who that is? That's Marissa Amoni, manager and friend of the show with Downtown or Aurora Downtown. So shouts out to our dear friend Marissa. Shouts out to the Aurora Downtown group, and shouts out to our friends of the Aurora Public Art Commission and the Cottonseed Creative Exchange. The time is 8:35 a.m. Whew. Okay, Matt Hansen is here. Matt Hansen, let me tell you something about Matt Hansen. Oh, you know what? Actually, we got that thing. See, it was still a little bit laggy right there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If anybody's listening to us that has control over construction, right? Get this done, man. Come on, get the Wi-Fi up. Get the Wi-Fi out, right? You know. But anyway, let's get back to the schedule. I'm gonna briefly detail this because I wanna. We're friends of the BNSF. We're friends of we are friends of labor on this show. We are a blue collar, union supporting show. I want to detail my friends of the Amtrak. Shout out to Shout out to all of our friends Eddie, Mike, Brandy. Matt Hansen and I got mutual friends. Metra and Amtrak began restoring canceled trains Thursday morning. This story came out last week, hours after the White House announced a tentative railway labor agreement that had been reached that had averted the possibility of a freight railroad strike. The following day, the news was met with relief by commuters. Oh my God. I almost did it. 8:37. This is the first time I messed up this late in the show.
Nice.
Right? I typically get it out. Sip it up, sip it up. Oh, you ain't got no water or
Sip
nothing.
it up, sip it up, sip it up.
All right. Mm-hmm. All right. The news was met with relief by commuters at Chicago's Ogilvy Transportation Center. The commuter rail terminal serves Metra's Union Pacific North, Northwest, and West lines, which, along with Metra's BNSF line, were set to be canceled if a work stoppage occurred. But last week, Metra said trains on the BNSF and Union Pacific lines that had been canceled would run as scheduled. Amtrak also said it was working to quickly restore canceled trains and reaching out to impacted customers to accommodate on first available departures. The passenger train service had previously canceled all long-distance routes and, beginning Thursday night, some local service, including local routes between Chicago and downstate Illinois, St. Louis, and cities in Michigan. Okay. My mom asked a question. Where the hell did it go? More info on the art show, please. Cotton Seed, could you put the address of Cotton Seed in the chat and let my mom know that so she can go holla? William Miller says, take a sip. I'm glad. Good morning, GMA. TY, thank you, crawlers, for a great night last night. Yeah, the taco crawl was out there last night. I saw some tacos on your Facebooks.
It looked good.
I saw some tacos on your Snapchat, too.
Mm-hmm.
I saw y'all making duck face while you eat tacos. Shout out to my friend. Okay. All right. Dora Sanchez Soto is here. Good morning to you. McCarty Mills Tap Room. Shouts out to McCarty Mills, our dear friends. Don't forget McCarty Mills, located right down there on River Street, right across the street from the Aurora Public Library, and right down the street from Society 57. They are dear friends of ours, and McCarty Mills is the home of Good Morning Aurora's anniversary parties. Every time we celebrate our anniversary, we will always do it at McCarty Mills. All right, let me know what you guys think about this. Something important to talk about here. Who else is here? I just saw somebody. Oh, yes, Emily is here. Gets no Zenloft, 6 West Downer Place, dear friends of ours. Cook County opens applications for its guaranteed income program as Chicago completes the first round of cash handouts. This story came out Friday. Chicago's $31.5 million guaranteed income pilot program has kicked off with slightly more than 5,000 households receiving their first payments, while Cook County is opening up applications for its separate cash handout initiative. Most of the residents of the Chicago program are women, about 7 in 10, and a majority are black. Participating households' median annual income is $14,000, according to a news release on the program. Dubbed the Resilient Communities Pilot, the recipients were selected by lottery from more than 176,000 applicants earlier this year and are receiving $500 a month for 12 months. Now, I know what you are thinking, or may not be thinking. This is typically the point in the conversation where some patriot, one of these people, socialism. Why are they giving these people money? Why they pull them up by the bootstraps? Well, I don't want to get no money why they taking my taxes and getting? Listen, these people are receiving $500 a month for 12 months. They're not buying crab legs and taking trips to Hawaii on taxpayer money. Most of the recipients, I will reiterate, most of the recipients of the Chicago program are women, about 7 in 10. 7 in 10. And a majority are black. Median annual income in the household is $14,000. Quote, through the Chicago Resilient Communities Pilot, we are ensuring our communities can access financial assistance to meet their most essential needs. Moreover, the pilot reinforces our belief that each of our residents, regardless of their income or zip code, deserves the opportunity to support themselves and provide for their family, close quote. That's according to, that's a quote by Mayor Lori Lightfoot. The city said 71.1% of the recipients are women, while 75.6 live in an economically distressed community. 62.5% are caregivers. 9% are homeless or experiencing housing instability. And 60.2% live in poverty, with 36.7% earning below 50% of the federal poverty line. In addition, 68.3% of the recipients are Black, 23.5% are Hispanic or Latino, 15.7% are white, and 3.4% are Asian. The median household size of pilot participants is 2, and the median age is 39. More than 3/4 are renters, and the most common COVID-19 impacts they suffered have been lost wages or chronic unemployment, with more than 1/3 of them experiencing at least one of those issues. The most common form of government aid the participants receive is SNAP, Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Programming, with 58% of them part of the food stamp program. So, my question to you is, the time is 8:43. Is this something that Kane County needs to install, and by extension the city of Aurora, or what do you think? Maybe not. Time is 8:43. Let me know. What do you think about this, Monica?
I think it's for the Cook County, I think it's a great like pilot initiative. Mm-hmm. I know that when we first started talking about this, like, pilot program or whatever, I wasn't that on board, but mm-hmm. Now looking at it's 7 in 10 are women,
right? And
just like the annual income is like just $14,000. Like I highly doubt that they're going to be using those $500 a month, which is not even it's not a lot of money,
right?
Like $500 is not a lot of money when you have to pay like your rent. And I mean,
nobody renting for $500, right?
Right, like rent is not even $500. So, I think it's a great program, a pilot program that they started, and I think it's we're definitely going to be seeing at least in those 5,000 families, we're going to be maybe not start seeing a change, but I think even if it's not change in their economic stability, mm-hmm. I think it might be helping them maybe with their mental health, or just how they look at life,
right,
in general. So I think it's a good program.
It's helping them get through. It's two things that are most readily identifiable. It's helping them to not be homeless in many mm-hmm. cases, because 9% of them are homeless. The majority are not. Mm-hmm. They're just in economically distressed communities and households. So it's helping to keep them out mm-hmm. and off of Skid Row. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing. The second thing is, it was just on Tuesday, or today's Wednesday, so this would have been, would have been last week. Anyway, mm-hmm. There's another $4.3 billion authorized for weapons to send abroad. So I don't see why you couldn't, right? Mm-hmm. I don't see why you couldn't keep people off the streets. Mm-hmm. And not only that, this will keep the same people. If $500, think about this, and this is just for those of you who've never been in a situation like that, or those of you who've been kind of skeptical about it, just consider this. If $500 was all it took for you to not be homeless, mm-hmm. right? Think about that. Maybe it's not even the $5. Maybe it's $250. Mm-hmm. Now you got $250 of disposable income to maybe help with anything. And I don't think, again, I think that's a price worth paying. Yeah. But the question is, I'd like to ask you folks is, should this be something that's replicated in Kane County? Do we need it in Kane County? What are things like? Out here, let me know in the chat. The time is 8:46. Ellen Brady is here. Good morning to you, Ellen Brady. Dora we said hi to Dora Sanchez, so we'll do it again. Hi again. Shouts out to everybody who went out to Marie Wilkerson's Food Pantry's taco crawl last night. Emily says this will help them survive and help level the playing field. My mom says it will help them survive. However, an additional $6,000 a year still leaves them in poverty. That's a fact. Again.
Yep.
Again, this is not, I mean, and that's what, you know what, honestly, even though I was like this before doing this show has accelerated my just bleeding heartism. Like, again, to me, it's the same thing as black people not wanting the white dude there because he makes the burgers, and it's the same thing as Latinos saying, why is there who gives a crap? Right? Shut up. If you have nothing nice to say, then oh thank you. All right, yeah, okay. We shouldn't give them right. Oh, thank you. Can you move on? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, that shit is old and redundant. You know, and one of the other things too, for those who miss the point, if you've missed the big picture of this, right? There's always the argument that crime and poverty spreads. Okay, there's truth to that. But if you're going to help keep people in their own neighborhood, why wouldn't you want to do that? Right? If you are going to be that kind of person, if you are going to look at it like that, well, then you should really shut up, right? And let them stay in their neighborhood. Anita Lewis is here. She says, I think it would be great, but not sure where the funding will come from. I'd like to find out where the funding in Chicago is coming from, the federal government. And let's read about some more. So let's read about the idea first of all, because this is important too. We're going to talk about this on the 28th. Make sure you tune in on the 28th because we'll be back once again with our friends in Kane County government and the Kane County State's Attorney's Office. The idea has been floated before the pandemic as well. By now, more than 100 U.S. cities have signed on to some kind of cash assisted pilot, according to the Mayors for a Guaranteed Income Coalition, which was founded by former Stockton Mayor Michael Tubbs. Almost messed up his name. It's very simple. Let me see here. Cook County Board President Tony Preckwinkle announced applications for the county's $42 million cash assistance program will be open from October 6th to the 21st. The program will send $500 a month to 3,250 families for 2 years. More than 1/3 of all Cook County residents are estimated to be eligible to apply. Did you hear that? Let's read that again. More than 1/3 of all Cook County residents are estimated to be eligible to apply. More than 1/3 of Cook County residents? More than 1/3 of everybody who lives in Cook County? That would suggest...
That's a lot of people.
That's a lot of people.
A lot of people.
What does that say about the county and the state? Wow. Sobering news. Quote, economic mobility, financial stability, physical health, and mental health. Close quote. The University of Chicago's Inclusive Economy Lab and Crown Family School of Social Work Policy and Practice will evaluate the program. Wow. Okay, the time is 8:50. We've got 10 minutes left. So let's do a couple of... Jen Ingram said no. What were you saying no to? Just type no in the chat. Like, we talked about a million things. William says, invite anyone and everyone to a cookout. Just keep the raisins out of the potato salad. That's right. Raisins do not belong in potato salad. We have to be more educated in our vote. Who we send to represent is vitally important. Absolutely. Absolutely. That is great. That is great. Also, voting is so important, especially this year. Get registered if you can. That is right. I'd like to say this. Thank you. That's a good segue. I can just plug it right now. The League of Women Voters of the Aurora area were at the resource fair I was at last night. They were in, well, listen to this. I'll give you some good news. We're not going to end on this, but we'll end on good news. But yeah, listen to that. Here's what you had. You had housing resources, food resources. You had Latinx Resource Center, Hope Fair Housing, WorkNet Batavia, and you had the League of Women Voters getting people registered to vote. All inside of Waubonsee Community College. By the one-stop shop for everything. And voting is extremely important. If you are not registered to vote, you need to get registered to vote if you are eligible to vote. And yeah, we can help you do that. Send us a message. We'll walk you around to the Kane County Government Center. It's right around the corner from us. Good Morning Aurora is a proud advocate of the right to vote for all communities. Okay. Monica, are we forgetting anything? Oh, shit, we are. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Roosevelt American, yeah, let's do veterans. Our dear friends of the Roosevelt Aurora American Legion Post 84 is hosting its second annual golf outing September 21st and is planning a special honor for Korean War veterans. That's today. The event will be at Bliss Creek Golf Course in Sugar Grove. Registration and lunch at 10:30 a.m. and a noon shotgun start. The outing will conclude with a steak dinner at 5:30 p.m. and awards. This year, the Post will honor any Korean War veterans who attend with a free round of golf and a free steak dinner with special recognition at the opening ceremony. In April, Post 84 member Willard Fruits announced the Illinois House of Representatives to share his experience in Korea. Addressed the Illinois House of Representatives to share his experiences in Korea. He will be among the Korean War veterans honored at the upcoming event. They will also be joined by two special guests, retired Chicago Bears players Fabian Bowens and Ray McElroy. Quote, it is so important that we recognize and remember those who fought in the Korean War. Often cited as the forgotten war, it is our duty to revere this. Wait, he wrote to reverse this. Who wrote this? I'm not going to say his name. He had to mean revere. So I will omit reverse with revere. Let's read it again. Often cited as the forgotten war, it is our duty to revere this and never forget those brave men and women who fought for our freedoms. Close quote. Mike Eckberg, Post 84 commander, Navy veteran. Shouts out. Okay, there's that. You already got what matters here. I did between Riverside and Crazy. Now there was another. Hold on. Here we go. What the heck is that? Okay, I got it. Oh, it's in Spanish. Damn. Can you read this?
It's in Spanish. Taller de Ciudadanía de World Relief.
Okay, we'll save it for tomorrow.
Yeah, and plus we don't have the updated date.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we'll get ready to learn.
Oh, this one. I found this one. A clash of fashion and art. Get ready for Rouse 3.0. Mm-hmm. This will take place at the venue located in downtown Aurora, Thursday, September 22nd, starting at 6 p.m. This event will benefit both the Naperville and Aurora Alive Center locations. Tickets are available now, and I'll be sharing that link with you all to purchase tickets.
Thank you very much for that, Monica. Monica came through in the nick of time, y'all. I know what y'all was thinking. Oh, it's like boxing. Oh, he's on the ropes. Is he gonna get the headline? Ah, what the hell's happening? It's a right hand. It's another devastating right. But wait, they came back. Monica. Okay. Last piece of news, and I will detail this. We got 5 minutes. I'll take maybe 2 or 3. The Aurora City Council Committee approved final plans for the 70-unit 1449 Senior Estate Subdivision, where the Jericho Circle Housing Complex once stood on the city's southwest side. Members of the Building, Zoning, and Economic Development Committee unanimously approved the plans, which will go before the full City Council if someone appeals the approvals by today, September 21st. The full council approved the preliminary plans for the development in April. We told you guys about this back then. The new 1449 Senior Estate Subdivision will have 70 units, 50 of them in 25 one-story duplexes and the other 20 in one-story single-family residences, a clubhouse, on-site management offices, a media center, a fitness club, pickleball courts, and an outdoor community area. Lord have mercy. The active senior development will be limited to residents 62 years or older with income eligibility of $15,000 to $45,000 a year. The development will be done on more than 12 acres behind where the Aurora Housing Authority offices are, a spot that used to be home to the Jericho Circle Housing Complex for many years. About 10 years ago, the development was torn down and has long been considered a failure of public housing by many Aurorans. The senior housing will be developed by a group that includes the Aurora Housing Authority, the Northern Lights Development Corporation, which is a not-for-profit arm of the Housing Authority, and a limited partnership of investors. Excellent writing. Excellent. The Aurora Housing Authority is donating the land and promoting the development. Once built, the development will be managed by an on-site private management company. Northern Lights is a general partner, member, and sponsor of the project. The partnership is investing $23 million in private money raised from the Bank of America, the National Equity Fund, and IFF. That detail of the acronym was not in here. The latter two are not-for-profit firms that specialize in investing in public and neighborhood projects. So, seniors, get ready for a new development. Developers said the project is dependent on a 30-year agreement and says the property has to be senior housing for at least that long. I would hope so. As part of the capitalization of the project, there will be $600,000 put aside for maintenance to make sure the property is kept up. Time is 8:57, and the crowd goes wild. Thank you, Norma Peterson. I'd love that y'all have my back. Because you know what? And we talked about this before, Monica. Look, y'all think, right? It's what we're doing here every day, doing this. Yeah, now. Okay. Well, we landed the plane, I believe. Here comes the runway. Put your tray backs and get your tables and seats in your upright position. Put the seatbelt light on. The steward is going to come around and make sure you are right. Put your peanuts in your pocket. Can't turn on your phones yet, but we're about to land the plane. That's 8:58. We got it all?
I think we got it all.
Okay. Tomorrow, Buenos Dias returns for another fantastic episode. We are doing the most, and as you guys know, we've gone to a new schedule. Buenos Dias Aurora is now broadcasting 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Martes y jueves. Yeah, I know. I know what you're thinking. Wow, Curtis's Spanish got a lot better. He used to say Mertis and Jueves. Nah. Martes y jueves. That's how you say it. And if we can help you learn, we will do that. Okay. Who did I forget? Jane Quigley Wiete. Good morning to you as well. Or is it wheat? I hope I can say it right. All right. Well, I hope that you guys enjoyed the show today. We wish you a fantastic rest of the day. We hope that you have a blessed Wednesday out there today. Again, just be blessed, man. That's what we want you to do. That's a fact. That's That's what we want you to do. We want you to be blessed, right? Hit them up, light it up real quick. We want you guys to we want you to be blessed. We want you to have a great day, and do what you can to make the world a better place. Starting on your street, starting in your neighborhood, starting in your ward, your township, your city. Let's do that. How about that? Take care of yourself and each other.